Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I think
Excellent.
someone raised your hand. So it's the upcoming all access rocket have reduced our number of loan officers that can go there. Only 20 people. It's pretty bad. I will talk to them to see if we can get more. They can allow more of us to go. Okay, I will. So, how's everyone doing? Good. Everyone good? Yeah. So, anyone have anything to share? How about David? I saw you pretty active and you have some transaction. Can you share,
Uh,
David?
is this are you saying David?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
you.
oh. Yeah, it's going. I'm trying to rank top 10
Mm,
in the company. That's my goal right now. So I think just working with a lot of different realtors right now, really pushing to go out to the open houses, stay very consistent with it. I've tried to explore different pockets. So not just realtors, but divorce attorneys too.
mm,
Trying to pocket into different types of CPAs as well. So not just focusing on one stream, but a couple of different streams with it.
I see.
That's kind of where the business is coming from, and just going out to like meetups. Found a couple different clients there, and I found a couple different clients from Google reviews too.
Wow.
So
How? How? Can you tell me a little bit more about Google review?
I think there's a couple different tricks with it. One is like you just need to put like couple reviews with it. I think it's kind of weird, but one person he's a very Chinese investor, and I look at his profile and it's very, very big. But he was just looking at the last name, he's like Kim, and he's like, you're Korean, and I'm like, yeah, like uh and then he was like, yeah, I trust the Koreans to do my loan for me. And then I was like,
Perfect.
okay, like, yeah. So,
So, so basically, you have Google reviews, and he saw that he called you. He reached out to you.
yeah. I'm really trying to push the Google review after every file and even the past clients right now. So, in the last like 3 months, I've closed a lot of loans, but in the last 3 months, there's 20 reviews on there, a couple of my friends on there as well. But just making an online presence with it definitely helps.
Yes.
That's one
Yes.
thing. Yeah. So I think right now I'm just trying to expand a little bit. I'm trying to scale a little bit and just trying to look into different pockets as much as possible with it. So spend about like to 1 to 3 hours every day just trying to dig a little bit with it.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. So when did you get the license, or when did you get active?
About 4 years ago, actually. I started real estate about 8 years ago, but started mortgages about 4 years ago.
I
Yeah.
see.
I was more into the real estate side, and then I had a lot of friends that needed loans, so I went into the lending side with
I
it.
see. I see. So can you share with everyone a little bit more about your recent activity with the realtors? Who are you working with? How do you know them?
Oh,
What
I
do you
think
do?
I think one of them I've known for a very long time. They're one of my friends. A lot of these realtors are actually a couple of my high school friends too. So they send a lot of business. Some of my college friends, they became realtors as well. So just shoot them a text, just, hey, like I'm in the business as well. And they try to send a lot of the business. And if you just I think consistently like posting each transaction as well has always helped. I get a lot of text messages from my friends and a lot of comments when I meet with my friends too. Oh, I saw you've been closing deals. Oh, I see that you like how's the business been type of thing. So it kind of kickstarts a lot of conversation.
And you use the marketing portal, right, to generate those images?
Yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'm pretty lazy with it actually. So I actually, on my Facebook and on my Instagram, I just there's like, if you go on Redfin, they have really nice images of the photo of the property, right? Of the listing. And I just screen record on your iPhone, and then you just kind of scroll through, and they slide, right? It's each image slides up while you scroll through, and it screen records, and then you just post that video on your Instagram or Facebook, and you say, "Oh, we got mutual with this. Oh, we got closing with this. We just closed with this one."
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I try to. I'm pretty lazy with it. It takes like 5 seconds to take a screen recording. Just type in the address on your
See,
phone, and then just go on
see,
Redfin.
yeah,
Yeah,
you see, it easy, it fast, but we still getting lazy, right? You admit that too, right? It's human
yeah,
nature. Human
yeah,
nature. We
yeah,
all are lazy and we make excuse and we're not doing the right thing, even though we know it's right, but we don't do it. And as you can see, it works, right? When you post
yeah.
something, you share something, you let people know about you, then you get the business. And this is exactly what I've been telling everyone. You need to let the whole world, your friends, your family know that you are loan officers. And a lot of realtor, they're even more desperate than us. They love to work with us. They love to hear that, oh, you are the friend and you do loan, you have good rate, good service. They love to work with you. So instead of people afraid and not doing anything, we should take action. Thank you, David, for sharing. It's
Of course, of
uh,
course.
very good example. You did the right thing. Hey,
Hey,
Scott.
I wanted to say to David and everyone, I found a fantastic little seminar over on Next Level Loan Officer, NLLO.com, by a guy who has a fantastic approach to open houses. He he becomes the gatekeeper. He doesn't sit in the back in the kitchen hoping someone comes by. He sets up at the front door. You have to register to come in. What? I mean, if well, the owner of the house wants to know who's been in his house and with his possessions and properties. Oh, okay. And the people who refuse, he says, okay, well, if you come back with your agent, I can arrange a private showing. And really establishing the expectation that they're going to have to register and give up their information before they set foot in a stranger's house. And it gives them a huge list of people to work. And it takes the heat off of the realtor, have to go on and beg for people to sign up. I just thought he had a very interesting approach. I liked it a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott, for sharing. It's good.
Oh, I also signed up. Natasha sent out this certified underwriting course. Now, most of my career has been directly to investors, not dealing with realtors, but I want to get into realtors. And I can't think of a better thing to have on my card that I don't give out crappy pre-quals. I'm an actual underwriter. So I invested the $497 in the course. I think it's worth it.
Yep, yep. It is invest in yourself, right? You want to be a good
Absolutely.
loan officer. And I'm sorry to say, if you are at your age and you still learn, you start to be a good loan officer, then most of us here so much younger than you, then there's no excuse not to invest in ourselves, right? To learn. When you are young, you can learn easier. You have so much more potential to learn. You have to learn. You have to invest. And when you are good at guideline and structure the loan, you will have so much confidence when you talk to the clients or realtor, and you can win because the client, they can hear that, they can send your tone, they know that you are good. It's really a skill that you need to have. And I agree with you. Learning how to structure the loan, how learning the guideline, those are so critical.
I mean, it's always the way I used to tell when new investors would come. I won't do business with you until I see your guidelines. Oh no, here's our brochure. I didn't know. I want your underwriter's book, and then I could fight with the underwriter. No, on page 72, in the third paragraph down, here's where you're wrong. So I always approach it as an underwriter, but to actually be certified, I think is worth something.
Yeah. Thank you, Scott. Hey, Stevette.
Hi, Tuan. I have a question about process, and I think you could simplify it for me a little bit because we are able to compete rate wise. When I get an application, I have the 1003 complete in MOSO, and I've gone through everything LOA or myself. I haven't pulled credit my LOAs. My LOA has been doing it, but am I allowed to run AUS or does the LOA run AUS? And then once the AUS is run, my second question is when I'm getting ready to shop it with whoever shows the better rate, do I send the 1003 over to the AE or to the lender, or does the LOA facilitate that as well? Because I just don't want to bog them down if that's not their duty.
First rule is always communicate, always ask, and and you have an assistant to ask the LOA. So keep asking the assistant any question. You can ask the LOA or you can ask their manager. So you can pull credit report, you can run AUS, no one can stop you from doing that. And then
Okay.
when the loan is ready to go, you can ask the processor to submit it to the lender. And if you are new, you should ask your LOA for help with they are learning how to structure the loan. So the LOA are learning. We have a recent change in the company. So most of the processor had at least 2 years of experience. Now they got promoted to be LOA and they will learn everything so that they can help you. And if you have any question, you ask them. Of course, they are your assistant. They should be able to help you with almost everything, almost of your question. But then we should not take advantage of them. It is wrong to throw everything at your LOA and let them do it and you don't do anything. That is wrong, right? They are your assistant. Doesn't mean that they will do everything for you. And the most critical task is, you know, quote rate and advise clients and explain the cost to your clients. The LOA cannot help you. They don't have the license. But you can do almost anything. There's no one or nothing restrict you from doing your job.
Got it. I have a great LOA. I just know that he can't just specifically focus on me. And so now I know that I can go ahead and run the AUS import credit and do all that part. I just did wanted to make sure that I could do that. So thank you.
Yes. And one thing I recommend, actually, I want to force everyone is you should run AUS and you should read the findings. If you are a good loan officer, you should be able to read the finding and come up with the conditions and clear that condition even before you submit the loan to the lender. So if you can do that, you will be a good loan officer. Hello, hi Jack.
Hey, Tuan. So let's talk about the processing
Yes.
because this is a subject that not a lot of people have really talked, and we've been going back and forth on the Google chat on feedbacks. So tell me again, why are we using processors that only are experienced 2 months and are processing our purchase deals? What's the
Okay.
whole thing behind that?
Okay. Let me explain.
Sure.
So we are growing fast, and we also have a lot of new staff to support more loan officers, right? So the natural way is to allow everyone to learn and step up. So we figure out that a step up for processor would be become an LOA, and a step up for a brand new employee or processor become a loan processor. They will learn how to process loan. So when we roll it out, we have. Can we keep a little? Can we mute? Someone have a little bit noise. Okay. So the plan is to have the new staff become processor, and that new processor will be paired with an experienced LOA. With most of our loans, our care, you are the probably the only one that suffer. The reason is you don't use the company LOA. You use Raul, which he doesn't know much about our process or how we work. And that's why he cannot advise the new processor. But for everyone else, they have their own LOA who experience, who can communicate and work with the processor to and train the processor. So you are an exception. Why?
Let me stop you right there. So let me tell you why I decided to use Raul instead of the LOAs that were assigned with the company. First of all, the LOAs that were assigned prior to the processor becoming an LOAs, they did not know anything about guidelines. They didn't know anything about loans. Nor did I had to keep telling them, did you collect this? Did you do this? Did you do this? And as a loan officer, that's not my job. If they're titled as an LOA, LOA is a loan officer assistant. That's their job duties. Is once I bring in the sale, once the loan gets locked, that loan is off my hands. It should be the LOA who should be dealing directly with processors. Now,
Yes.
there's a reason why I choose to go with Raul, because Raul had more experience than the LOAs you had in place with the company, because I was just getting fed up. Now, what you did decide to do is turn in the processors that were experienced into LOAs and brought in new processors. In my opinion, that's a wrong way to do it, because it works in a market when there's a heavy driven refinance. It doesn't work in a market where it's purchase driven, because refi business, you could take 45 days, you could take 60 days to do close a loan. Purchase business, it needs to close within 30 days. Ever since this transition has taken place, every single of my purchase deals has gone over 30 days. So that's affecting my business, that's affecting my relationships. Now, I have a big concern about this. These new processors, even if they're getting trained by the LOAs, it takes time to train and teach the processors. It's not about pushing just paper. What they're doing is, as soon as the client uploads the documentation, they don't review these documentations. They just upload it to the lenders, and which can cause problems, because now it can cause the file to go, the file can get denied because the clients don't know what they're uploading, and the processor are not reviewing anything that's being uploaded. Because a lot of times, and I know, some of the items that clients upload, the underwriter does not need to see, and that's causing a lot of delays and problems. So I just need to make sure that this is like, you're working or you're thinking about kind of making some changes, because it's affecting not only me. There's a lot of other loan officers that are being affected by this. They just probably hasn't reached out to you to tell you, but I talked to them. They reached out to me, and they're giving me the same concerns that I have been having.
The change is just to allow the new staff to learn how to process loan. And like I said, you're the only one that affected, because Raul is not someone just like he's an exception. He's not like other LOA, because other LOA will train the processor. So we discussed yesterday, and I told the team to assign you back an experienced processor to help your loans.
But the thing is, it's just not me. Juan, there are a lot of other loan officers in the company are being affected by it. It's just that they haven't been really outspoken about it. So it's not just affecting me. Of course, it has affected me a lot, because now I have to go and answer all my realtors that why are we closing over 30 days. Now, you can't, even if Raul was hired by you guys. I did not bring Raul into the company. So the job for Raul to be trained what the company was doing, it should have been part of the corporate of the job, not my job to train Raul how to do a loan officer assistant.
Exactly. And that's why we prefer not to bring someone like Raul to the company. We just try.
I understand, but the problem was that again, going back into it, I had no choice but to use Raul to help me do more business, for me to be off the computers. Because, for example, your past LOAs like Jake, whoever was the previous LOAs, they didn't know how to do their jobs right. That's why I had to go through third party.
You can request a different LOA. We never say you cannot request a new
I
LOA.
understand. I've did that twice already. I've done it. You know that I have requested it twice already. And when your LOA is not strong, that makes my job twice as harder.
Tuan, I have a
So
quick question.
Yeah, hi, David.
Hey, in the process, why is the processor consistently switching? Why are we not able to have like one, two, or three like very consistent processors?
The reason is we used to work in an assembly line, and we don't want favoritism. We don't want people to pick, oh, I want the best processor, I want the best LOA, and everyone go after the best one. And at the same time, it create other problem like, for example, we have almost 100 lenders. So if you work with one processor or two processor, that processor will not be able to submit loan to different lenders. Also, there's many different reasons. And then sometimes it's a holiday or your processor take day off, and who will take care of it? So we build a system so that one can back up the other and help the other. So so that we won't be affected.
Sure.
So going back to what you just said, Tuan, I think that's you're talking about like there shouldn't be any, best processors should be rotating rotate their whole company, right? So what about the loan officers
But
that
there's
are
also
doing?
Zach. He's also saying like there's different lenders as well.
No, I know.
So
I'm gonna
not
get there,
every
David. I'm
processors.
gonna get there. Typically, I don't work with 100 lenders. Typically, I work with 3 or 4 lenders myself. That's majority of my business. So as far as you saying that processors don't know the other lenders, I could assure you that out of 100 lenders, I think we were only using maybe top 15, not all 100 lenders. And the issue with that is if I'm only using 4 or 5 lenders, and you send me you assign a new processor to my file, guess what happens? They don't know how to use the system of the lenders that I'm already using. So that creates another chaos. So I think there should be some sort of a better way for at least producing loan officers to have a particular processors that they know how to work with already. Like for example, and I'm just saying for myself because it has affected my business and it is affecting my livelihood and is affecting my relationships with my realtors. And if I'm constantly having to switch processors and they don't know how to work the system with a particular lender, then it affects me and affects my business. And going back to having Raul as my LOA, again, I've worked with the in-house LOAs before using Raul, Tuan, and I did have these issues way ahead of these issues. Remember, when I came aboard, you assigned me Jake. Jake was working, but he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. Then you assigned me someone, your top LOA in the company. And his answer to my question was, oh, I don't do that. Oh, I don't do that, which was very easy task that LOA is supposed to do. Then I requested from you and Trang to have me switch back to Jake because at that point, I needed someone to do something. So it's just, I wish you would have reconsidered having hired new processors to work with at least purchase businesses, because purchase business is time sensitive. They need to be closed at a certain time. So maybe the new processors that you hired, maybe they could have just worked on the refi business. So that way, the refi business, you could take more than 30 days. It won't affect the client. It won't affect, it might affect the rate because if the rate is locked for 30 days, then they will need to extend. But at least have your experienced processors work on immediate loans that have a close of escrow 30 days or less because they will at least perform. And the ones that are refi,
So,
I understand. Everybody has to learn the business. Everybody has to learn the business.
I do understand everything you said, and I don't disagree. I agree, and I do want you to be happy and everyone to be happy, and the loan can be moving, and there's no problem. I hear all of this, and I've been talking to the team. The thing is, it's been like this for so many years, and in order to change, I have to discuss with the team. It will affect so many people, and so far the more of you give me feedback, the better. And so far, a lot of you have given feedback, and
No, I
I've been
understand,
listening.
and I
I've
agree.
been,
Couple of years ago, it was a different market, Tuan. It was a refinance market, so you didn't have to have that much experience to do a refinance business. Like in the last, let's just say, from starting from 2019 to 2000, almost 2022, the majority of the business that you have processed in the company was 95% were refinance business. Refinance business is a lot easier. It's all about pushing papers at that point because the clients already have the loan, they already have the income, they already have, of course there's going to be some that are not going to fit them all, but majority of the loans that you have done, it was a refinance business. Now the business has turned into a purchase business. Just like everything else, you have to adapt, you have to make changes to keep up with the new. You can't expect the same people to do the same thing what they did in 2019 and 20 when the market was different than compared to now.
yes,
So
yes.
so as far as
I
having,
agree with you. I agree with you, Jack. And I know that if we change, it might not affect the company, and it might make you and other loan officer are happy. I know that. So we are considering that. So we will get back to you soon.
okay.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's a good idea, then why wouldn't I not doing it, right? I
Well, I just
mean,
don't understand how would it affect the company if you make changes for better for the
it
company.
won't affect the company. It might be better for the company. And I've been listening. I've been discussing. So you be patient a little bit. You be patient a little bit. And like I said, your file got affected a lot more than everyone else because most of the time, for a normal loan officer out there, they only work with one processor. And here we have LOA, we have processor working on your loan. So it's not that bad. Out there, when a loan officer work with an independent processor, they might end up with a bad processor and they will suffer. But here we have two layer. We have processor and LOA. So that will lessen the effectiveness.
So I could
But
tell you out of my
anyway,
own experience from the before I joined Loan Factory, I did have a third party processor. And the third party processor that I did have had 15, 20 years of experience in processing. So I was, none of my files had ever went past 30 days because she knew what she was doing. The other thing I talked to the processing manager, Nicole, is that the one of the other issues that I'm facing, and I'm pretty sure other people are facing here, is that as soon as the condition list comes in, they don't really scrub it. They just copy and paste the whole thing and send it to the consumers directly, because there's a lot of things that needs to be deleted and make it simpler for clients to understand. They shouldn't just copy and paste and send it to the buyers like, "Hey, this is what we need." Consumers will
I
not understand our
I
language.
I
And I
I am 100% agree, and I got mad at the team many times because of that, and that is the reason why I want to have the internal review. I want to expose who did the right thing and who
well,
do not do the
the
right thing.
the internal review, honestly, if I have to put reviews every single time, none of the people will get 5 stars. And the review was supposed to be anonymous. But again, I put a review based on an LOA, and I didn't give him 5 stars. I gave him 3 stars or 2 stars, and my comment was he never helped on the loan. And guess what happened, Tuan? Within 20 minutes, he reached out to me asking me why did I put two stars. I thought this was anonymous. I thought they were not supposed to see our names, and that could affect the relationships with the loan officers and LOAs and processors. Because if I'm not happy with someone and I critique them because they don't understand criticism, they don't take that well. Remember, their English is not their first language. So for someone from us to tell them, hey, you did this, and we're just giving them a how to improve, but they may not take it as that. So there's a
I
language barrier as far as leaving
and
reviews as well.
that is why I want them to learn. They have to change. They have to open their mind. They have to be willing to accept criticism. They have to change. If they have a bad attitude like that and not helping you, then they deserve to get 2 or 3 star all days. Let them deserve that. Let them get it. And that is the reason why I want to have internal review so that everyone got the true feedback. They know exactly that they didn't do a good job. So that if we have enough people give them low star review, then they know that their job is gonna be affected. You
Well,
know,
okay. So
we want true feedback so that we can know who is good, who is not good, so that we can improve.
if
We
you want
don't.
true feedback, that means that consumers should not see those true feedback. It should be internal. So how do you expect the clients to see the reviews? Oh, the processor and the LOAs are not doing their great job. I don't want to work with this, even if the loan officer is doing great. So
Okay.
if you're going to expose these reviews for consumers to go on the website to look at the LOAs and processors reviews, then that should be kept internal. If you really want us to give honest reviews and not just click 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, then those reviews should be kept internal, and the manager should review those reviews
Good,
until they get better.
good feedback from you, and I can make a few adjustments. I can keep the review within the internal review to be inside, but then the two problem. There's a lot of problem, right? The biggest problem that happened to most of the loan officer is we are unable to have our own Google reviews site. So imagine if all of you or most of you have Google reviews, then of course internal review have to be kept internal. I wouldn't want to expose it, but that is give it more motivation to get Google review for all of us. So I can make some changes by, first of all, allow the consumer to give you the review. So if, let's say I can hide the review from the processor and the LOA, and the loan officer can get the review from realtor, buyer agent, and the borrower, and then we can show that kind of reviews. It's more correct. So yeah, your feedback is good. I can improve that. Hey, Natasha.
Hey, I was just wanting to know, like, what's considered, like, how much time are we giving that we feel it's reasonable for them to learn how to do these roles?
There is no reasonable. I would say 3 to 6 months. They are going to be good.
What kind of training are they receiving for that to happen?
Hand-on experience.
Oh,
One-to-one and hand-on experience. We always do this. Very effective. Hey, Stevenette.
Hey, Tuan. So I ran into a similar situation, probably not as in debt as Zach, but I've had to, and the reason it's been okay is because it's a refinance, but I've had to chase conditions or send a screenshot to the LOA to ask the processor, and trying to do it in a nice way. But I did want to ask, after the file is closed, what is the process on them following up on the conditions that, say, Rocket has listed in the portal? Like, do they check that daily? How often is that checked?
Yeah, they check it daily. It's the rule. They have to check it daily.
So, like, for me, it's been maybe it's an average of about 2 days. They'll check it every 2 days, and then I'll have to remind them. So, and I can see your email on the file. That way you can see it. And, because Moso tracks all that, but I've been having to, chase conditions.
You should reach out to the manager and talk to her. That is the best way to give feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
And that I would love that too, because that will help me enforce the policy.
Okay.
If you see something wrong, you need to bring it up. Don't stay quiet. We need feedback constantly. If we see something wrong, we need to speak up. But please talk to the manager. Don't talk to me, because I don't have time to handle every single cases. But if the manager still cannot solve it, or the issue is not improving, then of course I want to hear. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, we are considering it. We are discussing it. We want it to be better. I'm the one that want everything to be better more than you. Believe me. If Natasha and many other managers know that. I've been chatting. I've been talking about this since yesterday. Last night, this morning, I've been talking about this to the team, about this issue. I had another meeting yesterday afternoon after I heard the feedback from you. So I am actively working on this. It's a big change. First of all, it's a big change. It's affecting so many people. the whenever we move them around, it's affecting the workflow, affecting the workload, it's affecting their bonus and all that. So it's not a simple change. And plus, one thing I would ask everyone to be a little bit patient. I know, Jack, your case is extreme. I understand your pain, but most other case not as bad. And I want everyone to understand that with new staff, they need to be trained. And there will be a period of transition, adjustment, and it will get better always. Imagine you have a staff and they left you and you have to hire a new one, you have to train them. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of issue. So I will get back to everyone on this. I will. So can we get back to other stuff? We have a company meeting in about 20 minutes too. And I will try to keep it short on that meeting. Hey, David.
Okay, I emailed you actually about this, but I just want to bring it out to the group because I think this is a weekly sales meeting. This isn't like a system meeting right now. So,
Yes.
I specifically work in Washington right now, Seattle, Washington, and I'm thinking about like branching out to different states, right? And I think that's a good model to have, to work in different states. But how, like, it's not like I know the different states and know realtors within the state. So what's like the best approach when you try to attack a different market?
You need to pick a state, right? It's
Mm,
getting difficult when you have too many choices. Like we have 50 states.
mm,
Which one? So my advice is to pick a state that you have a high chance of success. For example, since you are Korean,
mm,
then LA is one big Korean market.
I see.
Georgia, Dallas, Atlanta is a big Korean market.
Mm,
You pick the market that have a lot of Korean.
okay.
And
So,
then within that city, normally on social media, there's a group of people, Korean people that live there.
mm,
You should join them. You should become a member, become active, and nobody know that you live in Washington.
okay.
Everyone in that believe that you live in locally. You
So,
know,
so it's really just through social media, just really entering it through that way.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And one advice is watch out other loan officer, whoever successful, watch out and learn from them. Find out what they do
Mhm.
so that you can do the same. That's all. Learn from everyone. You have to keep learning. And you did the right thing when you let your friends, realtor, and family know that you are a loan officer. You did the right thing when you work with realtor perfectly. Yet build on top of that. Do more, and do that to stranger. And I know that if you really push out, you post at least 3 times a day, you should be okay. And every day you promote yourself, promote your service, promote the loan that you close, promote your realtor, promote the program that you can offer. And let's say if you're in Texas, promote you have lowest rate. There's so many things you can promote that other loan officer cannot, you know. And I want to challenge all of you. Go talk to the realtor. Find out what is their pain. What do they need help with? And in any business, partnership is so important. You need to have a partner. The same thing with realtor. They want to have partner. So trying to partner with them, trying to find out what is their requirement. What do they need help so that you can provide the help that they're looking for. Find out their current partner, what are their weakness, what are their strengths, so that you can be a better partner. It's not that difficult. You haven't done enough work. You haven't talked to them. You haven't find out. You haven't tried hard enough. If you try, you should be successful. If you really go crazy about it, really determined, then it should be okay.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna suggest
But-
something for you.
Hmm?
If you want to tap into different states,
Hmm.
different markets, you should go visit those markets. Try to find events that are happening in those markets. Social media is only going to take you so far, but if you want to get more business from realtors, this is a relationship type of business. So you have to go and sit down with them, talk to them face to face, not just reaching out through the social media, because social media might interest them, but you won't get the business unless they know who you are and you know who they are.
Yeah.
So you really need to, if you're trying to go to a different state, learn about something about the state. Learn about what, like you got to know a little bit about it. You just can't say I'm licensed here and expect business to come on your lap.
And one more thing, I think you all should learn from Jack. He spend money crazy at the bar. He
Oh.
bring realtor there and spend money. You have to learn from him, seriously. But it doesn't have to be at the bar, but it could be at the restaurant. Order a lot of food, have a good time, chat. That's all. It's have fun. You're supposed to have fun. Travel, meet people, and have fun. That's all you need to do. It's fun. It's the fun thing to do. So keep doing that. I 100% agree. Earlier this year or late last year, when loan traffic came down so hard, I travel so many places, and whenever I travel, I ask the team to invite local realtor to a dinner. So I booked a private room at Fogo de Chao or some other fancy restaurant, and then I invite realtor over. Every event, I have 15, 20 realtors. I sit down and chat with them and get to know them. That's all. And that's why I got so many realtor refer business to me. Even though right now I'm too busy, it's difficult for me to maintain a relationship, but they still send me the business. For you, it should be easy as well. And if you want, I'm open to have some kind of, let's say next month I go to uh, Seattle or Houston, then we can throw a little, dinner, invite 5, 6 realtor over and we can chat. Like on the 19th, I'll be in Seattle. If you want, you and I can meet a few realtors there. You can invite them. I will join you.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Let
let
me
me
know.
know, David. Let me know, David. I'll be there on the 19th. I'll be in
Okay.
Vegas this weekend. I'll be in Orange County on the 16th, 17th. And then I'll be in Seattle. And then I'll go to Columbia. I go to Columbia and then I go straight to Detroit. So I'm going to travel almost the full month. Travel, you have to travel. You travel, you learn so much. You meet people. And Jack, he's really smart. He focused on some of the state that there's no competition. The loan officer there is no good. So when Jack went to those states, he beat out everyone. And you can do the same thing. Most of other states, Wisconsin, North Dakota, Mississippi, those states, there's no competition. You go there, you offer your service and pricing, they will love you. They will work with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Anyone have anything to share? I have one thing to share. Basically, I launched the OnePlus lead funnel. I spent probably how much? About 200, 100 a month. I'm sorry, 100 a days, and I get about 7 lead a day. But we are not able to convert. Most of them are bad. There's a few more problem. Is my team is not doing a good job to convert. Also, there's so many loan officers refuse to accept or work on Facebook lead. So I know that most of us want easy loan, but in this difficult time, if you have lead, you have to work on it. So, but most of us are still refusing to work on the lead that we generated. So I told the team that only pick a few of you, whoever want to work on lead, then we will send it to you. but so far it's not good. So working on leads is very challenging, and it costs money and time, and it's painful. And that is the reason why in the past many years, I don't want to work with leads. But still, so many loan officers asking for leads. And when I generate it, I give it to you. You don't want it. I don't know why. The fact is, lead, if any company out there, any loan officer out there can convert 2% of the lead, you are so good. Only very good loan officer can convert more than 2% of lead. So most of us are still thinking and want easy lead, and that is not possible. There's nothing easy in life. We have to work so hard. And when you face a challenge, when you say I have to convert at least 2%, and if you can meet that, you are good. You improving yourself. You know, if you want to be successful, you have to like challenge. You have to face challenge, and you have to do better and better. You know, for me, I always promise myself that I have to do better than everyone else, and I have to do better than myself every day. I have to keep doing better and better. So just something I want to share. We have a lot of leads, but we are not able to convert. We run the lead funnels. We have a lot of leads. So that is okay because we learn, and we are improving the system. I'm pushing Monzo to integrate with Facebook so that, let's say, 6 months or a year from now, great job. Then I will launch the lead funnel campaign, and I will have so many leads, and we can work on it and make money. So right now, the quality of the lead is not good, but 6 months, a year from now, when refinance come back, it will be so much easier. And that's why if you work on lead now, you have some experience, you will learn, and then later on, you are ready for it. It's always, this is a good time to learn, so that when good time come, you are ready. You don't have to learn at that time. Hi, Natasha.
Yes, I have a question, and this was a concern to me for a while, and basically, when you have these leads, there's always there's a certain percentage of compensation that's calculated into the quote, which is like the borrower paid. Is there any way that we can, right off the bat, we offer less, we offer a quote with smaller borrower compensation?
Yes.
It's possible. So why are we always quoting 1% in California? I mean, that I lost the case for that. That's why, and I feel bad about it because I worked so hard on that case.
1%, you think is still high? You want to lower that?
The matter is that for some clients don't want to go get another LE, bring it to us to compete with. We understand their situation. We know their financials. They've been confiding with us everything. We know that they would be able to buy with that much less. Why don't we just go ahead and do that? It's just, it's hard. I know.
I think there's a line. Of course, if you choose the easy solution by lower the com, it's an easy solution, but we should try to avoid it because it's so hard to earn the money. If we charge 1%, it's already low. If you keep lower that, then where's the limit? In some special case, yeah, it's okay to lower, but most of the case, you should not lower more. 1% should be okay. I mean, you should try to learn how to win by persuade them. Try to find the weakness of the other lender. Try to find a way to persuade the borrower to go with us, and that will make yourself better too in negotiation skill. Don't take the easy path to lower your compensation. 1% is low enough.
But then that particular case left.
Yeah, I mean, if you have some special case, you can always bring it out, and we can make exception. We can lower the comp. Sure.
let's say I asked for this one case and I was told strictly that no, you have to bring an LE for that. And that's why I lost it. He was really disappointed. It was a good case. It was a good case. I wish to have it because to keep it, it's for following for further business. But
Yeah,
again,
next time, do the same, and then maybe if you still get a no answer, let me know. Okay. Thank you,
absolutely.
Hannah.
Thank you.
Hannah.
I
Hello, hi,
appreciate it.
Ed. Hi, Ed.
Hi. So you're talking about lead generation through Facebook, and I've done a bunch of these before in the past. Where what I wanted to throw out to the group is anyone seeing any verbiage or any type of hook that they are having some success, are getting a little traction with as far as Facebook ads? Does anyone have any input about that and or willing to share what's working for them?
What I've heard from other people that have tried Facebook leads, my other colleagues in the business, their converting ratio is very, very low. Or not even, they don't even consider these as leads. People are just clicking, whatever they want to click, and it's not even for trying to buy a property or trying to get like these leads were decent when the market was at a lower rate. But right now, as of last year and currently, everyone that's have tried these Facebook leads, their convert ratio is pretty much near to zero. I mean, you have to probably talk to 200 people just to get one conversion, and unfortunately, that's the market right now. If you're trying to buy leads from Facebook, is not a good time.
Yep.
Instead of investing money on Facebook, try to invest in money into Zillow. At least your conversion will be a little bit better because these are clients who are actually looking to buy a home, or partner up with the realtor that's actually having a campaign going on through Zillow, where you could partner up and whatever lead comes in, you do the loan and they do the purchase, and that way you guys could split the cost for the
I'm
for that lead.
sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. We have to cut short. We have a company meeting soon. I'm sorry. I have to cut short. I just want one thing. The Google review is so important. So I might set up a meeting next week to talk about this. We have to have Google review, and the consensus is lead is really bad. In my experience, many year experience, whoever work with lead will never be successful. And I'm a good example. I am the proof. I don't work on lead. I focus on myself, my reputation, my system, my process, and my business keep going up and up and up. If you work with lead, if you're lucky, you can convert them, but it's hard to retain them. So the bottom line is focus on yourself. Make yourself a good loan officer. Know the guideline. Know how to do marketing. And know how to promote yourself. Build a big network with realtor and people on social media. Those are so important. Focus on that. And this is the real thing. This is your investment to promote yourself. And I think that is what we should work on. Working with lead is wasting of time and money. Okay, everyone, I'm sorry to cut everyone. We have 2 minutes to join the company meeting.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.